Okay, this is what we're working on today. It's this Manitowoc ice machine, and show you what's wrong with it here. This is installed in '98. It's got a couple miles on it, but the problem with it is this separated. You can see how it's separated. This is where the ice is made, and the solder broke all the way down on all of them. And to change this part, it was like, my cost on it was like $1,300 just for that part, and it wasn't worth it. So since '98, it's got a few miles on it. It's done its job. I'm getting a new one today, so I've got to disconnect the water lines back here and drain lines, and it's a water cooled machine, so that's good. That's what we're doing. Well, there's the old machine. Took it down. I disconnected the water fittings and drain fittings. This is an old bin, and the good stainless steel door on it though. The bin's still good. There, we're just gonna put another machine on it. Hopefully it fits okay. Alright, I'm gonna take this one outside now. Okay, we got it lifted up in place. It's cool air. It's a Manitowoc ice machine, but I gotta install it. I gotta put the fittings in the back here. I gotta find where they go down here. Okay. It's not too hard. It was pretty good. Throws off a lot of light. I picked up 2 of them actually. Well, this is your water inlet. This is the water drain. It drains down here. The electric line I have to hook up over here. And this is water cooled, so this is the condenser water hookup, and that's the condenser drain off. And once I get it over the edge here, I can turn it down, both of these down. But this is, I gotta do a little flaring. Let's see, you guys are upside down there. When you flare, you gotta take off the little ring that's on it. Flaring black. One time I was working on an ice machine when I was young, and I was in a real tight spot to get to, and I was in a restaurant, and I was leaning on my shoulder against the wall, and my feet were out in front of the machine, so I was on a 45-degree angle, and I was making a water connection. And when I got done, I was straining, you know, because I was on a 45-degree angle like that. I reached out with my hand and put it around the front of the ice machine to grab onto it to pull myself out. And a waitress had stepped in front of the ice machine. And I put my hand around and right between her legs, and I grabbed her leg. And, oh my God, she screamed really loud. And I screamed too, because I didn't. It was like a very shocking moment there. But I put my hand right in between her legs and grabbed. That was an accident. Of course, I didn't tell my wife that. Fundamentally, this is, other than these connections here, the drain on the bottom of the bin, that's already installed. So here's your one water connection's in. And I've got to work on this water connection over here. I got to get the machine a little closer. Okay, we gotta take the cover off. Brand new machine. Instructions. Oh, it's got 410A in it. I'm impressed. Okay, we got it running. Got the units nice and quiet. It's a water-cooled condenser. 7 air-cooled condenser. This is water-cooled. It's a water jacket around the refrigeration lines. Hot gas goes in and water comes out. And way down the bottom there's a water pressure regulating valve. It's an odd-shaped thing. It's new. A lot different than the old ones were. The water pressure regulating valve senses the head pressure in the system, and it will open, let more water through the condenser, and as it cools off, it'll close off. A way to regulate the water consumption, maintain the head pressure. And let's see, water in. Okay, this is the water into the condenser, and that's the water coming out of the condenser. And it's lukewarm, which is good. The electric line is up there. Water shut-off valve. Electric connector back there. That's my head pressure, and I got 270 head and 44 suction. The suction started out at 54 and it's down to 43. The head pressure is pretty much remaining constant. See, the ice is being made down here. You can see the ice is forming. And this doesn't have the thickness control on it. I have to read up on it now to find out how it goes into its harvest cycle. This is new on me. Your circuit board. This is a sensor. Went into the frost cycle. Now the frost, we're getting 100 pounds, 108 suction. And 158 discharge. That's going up. They're both going up. Now I should drop the ice in a minute. $116. See, this is the suction's rising. It's in the frost. It's hot gas. The frost. The hot gas runs behind the evaporator plate and melts the back at ice cubes, and ice cubes will fall out. And in a second or two, this whole plate will go boom, boom. There it goes. Okay, we got ice. And we're dropping down now. We're back to 271, and we're at 48 this time. We started out at 54. Okay, we're up to we're at 269. The head pressure is remaining constant because the water pressure regulating valve is opening and closing and holding it right there. And let me see. This is the individual cubes, and this is called a bridge on top, and it's a nice bridge. This has to come out with bridges on it so that it all falls out in one piece. Otherwise it won't fall out. This ice will eventually just melt down the drain. More ice will fall on top of it. And by tomorrow this bin will be full. It's an old bin. A little funky here, but I'm gonna bend it a little. It's the old style stainless steel bins. This is something a little interesting too. This is stainless steel, and you can see how this is rusted. The rust marks on it. It's from the chlorine gas. The water's coming in with chlorine in it, and it's splashing, and gas is being given off. And the chlorine gas does that to the machine. I need to just oil it a little bit. Vegetable oil or something. So let's see. I got 53. And we're starting to make ice. That's good. This is the evaporator plate. And this is the expansion valve right here. Right here. It's inside this foam case so it doesn't drip water all over the place. There's your sensor. It's connected to the suction line. There's your compressor. Not sure what brand it is. Danfoss maybe. About the size of a Pepsi bottle. It's quiet. Looks good to me. That yellow valve down there is your water dump valve. I think I'm pretty sure that's the dump valve. And the water inlet valve would be someplace. The water inlet valve is way over there. Okay, so let's watch this make some ice here. Now, I just picked this machine up, came over here and installed it very quickly to get it going. And I literally should have gotten it last night if I could have, but I couldn't. And I should have sat down and read the manual on it. But typically manuals are for mechanics to read afterwards to see what they did wrong. So tonight I'm going to sit down after dinner and go through the whole manual. I fundamentally had a fair idea what I was doing on this machine, so it didn't really have a problem. But the suction pressure is dropping. The suction pressure is dropping. Started out at 50. And I want to see where it goes on defrost. This is your circuit board. And you've got a green light for a bin switch. And the other one's water level. And the harvest mode is always to the right. That's a nice little machine. They didn't overcomplicate it with too much electronics. I'm kind of happy about that. Reasonably priced. Like we're down to 40 on the suction. what's happening is the suction line going back is cold, and the expansion valves, the sensors sensing the line's cold, and the valve is closing off, and that's why our suction is dropping. Our evaporator is down to -7, -8. So I'm going to write down these pressures in a second, and I'm going to label it and stick it over here someplace, probably right in here. Down to 30, 35. Should be going on defrost in a second here. Yeah. $34. $33. 32, 31, 31. There we go. We hit 31. That's what I wanted to see. That's a way to charge the machine is you gotta, if you're charge it by the beginning and the end of the cycle and the head pressure. See the harvest light is on in there. I labeled today's date, the installation date over here. The other machine was from 98, I think it was 98. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's the new machine. Before and after. Just got to take the plastic off. I'll let him do that. But that's the new machine. Nice. I was pretty happy with it. Get my light here. Okay, guys. Later. Bye.